Hello, gardening friends. Today is Saturday, January 14th, and it's still it's 8 o'clock in the morning. And as you can see here, we had a little frost last night, and it's settled on my chrysanthemums in the backyard, amongst other things. I thought I'd take you on a quick tour. I'm not going to stay out too long because I have a fire going in the fireplace. You can see I've been to Walmart. And I got my pink hyacinths. They do have their bulbs in. They have crocus, which wouldn't come back if you planted them. Muscari, or grape hyacinths. I haven't had luck having them come back. Mini irises and tulips. I think they're just red. It's either red or yellow tulips. I never get tulips because they only bloom once and that's it. The hyacinths will come back for 3 or 4 years. Usually they have lesser and lesser blooms each year. But in any event, I'll be planting those later today. I have a lot of plants in. There you can see my football blanket covering my papyrus and ginger lilies. It's only been frosty or below 32 for about 4 or 5 hours, so I'm not that worried about it. It's not a hard freeze. It's basically just a chill. You can see here, well actually you can see here, after the rains it kind of rearranged my grass seed, but I did put my winter rye out. And so I'm looking forward to that. I think this is where the pink hyacinths are going to go, around the border of this bed here. You can see these were blue ones that were there last year, but they're blooming inside the flower, inside the leaf stems, which is not a good look. And since this is their second year, I'm just going to dig them out and put the pink ones here. I probably will group them together and put them in a clump somewhere. I hate to throw things out. But as, I think her name was Sweet Brown, said, ain't nobody got no time for that, to wait for these to come up another year. So I'll be putting the pink ones in here. The blooms, actually we trimmed the tops of these camellias this week to sort of shape them a little. And I thought I could look the name of this particular camellia up, but I was mistaken. I vaguely remember it was a woman's name, and I Googled all kinds of pink camellias and nothing rang a bell. So as I said before, I typically don't buy camellias unless they're in bloom or you get them from a reputable source, and even then they may not bloom true. But I do love this pink. It's a watermelon pink. It matches the same color of my crepe myrtles in the front yard. I'm not going to walk around too much here because of the grass seed. Not much has changed here. The one thing that did change is you can see the agave. You can definitely see signs of the branches or the leaves that were frostbit. So I'll be cutting those off. But again, it gave up those bottom ones and saved the main growth part. So it's going to be okay. And I did not cover that for that extended cold spell that we got. Other than that, things look about the same. These two topiaries look a little the worse for wear, but they're green inside, so they will come back. And the yellow jasmine back here against the fence is blooming. Not spectacularly, but it is blooming nonetheless. It does like a full sun. My intent here is, I have one of those on each trellis back there, and my intent is to let it grow up to the top of the fence and just let it take over and have lush yellow flowers. But here is one of the flaws of my thinking, and I guess it's the second or third time that it's happened. I got these beautiful trellises, And of course, when you plant the vine, you kind of expect, like you see in pictures, of a lush covering on the trellis, but in reality, what happens is the vine grows up to the top of the trellis or to the spot where it gets the most sun, and then it flourishes up there, and you kind of have a bare leg. So hence I've got underplanting to fill it in. I don't want to go too quickly and make y'all dizzy. My lemon tree, it still shows signs of being green, so we'll see if this Myers made it. Won't know until the spring. All of my satsumas have been eaten, and I have less animal activity back here now because of that, which is good. That's when I went ahead and planted the grass seed. For a while there, I drained all the water and didn't put any cat food out at night. Oh, the other news was Oscar's come back. Oscar is a male cat that tends to come here a lot in the spring and then disappears in the summer. I've got a feeling he's a stray cat. Mimi hates him. He hates Mimi. He's her arch enemy. And in any event, he liked Baby. Baby was the black cat next door. Sarah is taking care of her mother upstate, and she took Baby with her now. And in any event, Baby and Oscar got along really well. Of course, Baby and Mimi are both fixed and old ladies. They're 17 years old. But Oscar's much younger. He's a big, I call him blonde, but I guess some people would call him a ginger cat. And I've been able to have him in my lap. He's fairly friendly. I can pick him up. But he comes now early in the morning, about 6 in the morning and about 7 at night, and eats a dish full of cat food. But when I picked him up last, I felt bad for him being outside. He was not skinny. In fact, he had a gut on him. So my guess is he's working over this entire neighborhood. And he might be somebody's cat in this neighborhood. I called him Oscar. And he does answer to that name. A lot of activity going on in the front yard. None of it from me. There's 2 bags of leaves waiting to get spread out. I reseeded this as well. Here you can see these pink hyacinths from last year are really doing nicely. That's what should happen. I've read up on the hyacinths. What makes them bloom inside the stalk is apparently, or the inside of the leaf cluster, is apparently getting too much heat too soon. And I actually brought some of these hyacinths in a pot. But when I put this monkey grass in, I used to have a row of pink hyacinths here, and I clustered them all in one grouping on both sides. And you can see here my paper whites. I got them on sale this year and planted them outside. These were not chilled. I just got them directly from the store and put them out there. Paper whites there and there. And I just saw right this minute, Albee. New growth coming out from my lilies of the Nile, or agapanthus. So they did survive. Yay! This garden's looking nice back in here. We worked it this Thursday. These are hyacinths from last year, and they look pretty good. And I bought some more pansies. I bought blue pansies. I bought blue pansies. And there appears to be one yellow one in them. So I haven't figured out which way to go yet. Well, I guess it was colder here because the bird bath is a little frozen on top. But I can either go the Queen of Hearts method and pluck all the flowers off. Of course, she had people painting her roses a different color. Or I could leave it here and take the Oriental rug approach. I have a lot of Oriental rugs in my house. I started collecting them when my hardwood floors started having flaws in them. I got rid of a floor furnace in the hallway, and rather than deal with the hardwood floors, I put it off by putting a beautiful Oriental rug over the spot. And through the years, I've just kind of done that again and again. So all the flaws of my hardwood are covered over with an Oriental rug. But the reason I bring that up is I have read about Oriental rugs that perfection is really only for Allah in that religion, and therefore usually Oriental rugs will have a flaw actually built into the rug purposely, just so that they're not perfect. So I can take it that way here and think that it's still a beautiful garden, just one off color, or yank it out and get a blue one. For now, I'm just happy that it's green, so I'm not going to worry about it. The big thing that was happening here is construction. And we have a new addition for this year. We have a porta potty outside, which is good in case they shut the plumbing off. I've got someplace to go. Shut the water off, I should say. But what I found out is they're putting in new sidewalks, which will be nice. And the plan is a year-long construction project. So I guess I'll be looking at that dumpster and the equipment for a year, which is neither here nor there. It's going to be what it's going to be. It's not my property, it's the city's. But here you can see the progress being made. The good news is I will no longer have to maintain this part of my property. I've been mowing it for 30 years. There you can see the construction going on over there. So I won't have grass here anymore, which is good because, like I say, it's less to maintain. So construction is going on. I do have a couple of predictions. Prediction number one is it's going to go over budget. Prediction number two, it's going to go over time and be longer than a year. And prediction number three is the water and sewer department are probably going to dig up the sidewalk within 1 year of it being installed. A portion of the sidewalk, based upon past history in this town. I will be gladly proven wrong, but whatever, it's the city's property, they can do what they want to do with it. The funny thing is, even though it was city property, if I didn't maintain it, I could have gotten a $200 fine. So go figure. The way I found that out was my neighbor across the street, where the equipment is parked. She has about 20 feet between her fence and the street, and the city threatened her with a fine when she didn't mow it. So it's funny how that works, but I forgot who the Roman emperor was. He was famous. And one of his famous quotes is, "What's good for the hive is good for the single bee." So it doesn't pay to complain. Just accept what's coming and look forward to the future. Other than that, there's not much going on here, which is good. No new damage. I haven't looked inside there, but it has recovered in past years. I expect it to recover again. Marcus Aurelius. That was the famous emperor that said that. I knew it would come to me eventually. So that's about it for today. Stay warm. And hopefully my fire has stayed in the fireplace. I'm going to go and check it now. Have a good day.